Hey, how you doing? Sorry I can't meet with you this week. I've been exposed, so I'm in quarantine right now. Um, no symptoms yet. I think I'm going to be okay. But this is what I was going to give you to work on this week if I was able to meet with you. So, through the magic of video, we'll just go ahead and lay this out here for you anyway. Uh, we're going to start on this, and here in a couple of weeks, assuming that I'm cleared to come back, um, we'll work on this in person. But this song, all I have to do is dream. It's an Everly Brothers song that was brought back to my memory by a an album that I forgot that I had as I was gathering up some albums to give to a friend of mine. Saw this Juice Newton album, her first album called Juice, and she did a cover of this song and just was really, really good. I found a chord chart for it, and most of the song is really basic, and it'll help us learn a couple of new ways to think about how to play chords that maybe we have been doing. Just kind of expand your repertoire a little bit. But the basis of this song, and I'll attach a link to a YouTube video of her playing the song. You can play along with her while you're practicing. But there's two little elements in here that will help us to learn kind of how to expand our our thinking and when we get ready to play ordinary chords. Now the predominant progression through this whole song is just a basic uh, C to A minor, F to G, and that goes throughout the song with very few exceptions. So it's just a dream, 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 dream. So you've heard that. You can work on that, playing that F to G. But I'm going to show you a couple of other ways to play that F to G as well, and maybe one of those works out better for you. Maybe you enjoy it more. So when we go to that F, just the standard short F, ring finger on the third fret of the fourth string, middle finger on the second fret of the third string, and your index finger laid over and catching both the first and second string there on the first fret. Well, since all of those are fretted notes, this chord will move up and down the neck. So if this is an F chord, you go up two steps, and that's a G chord. F, G. So you can go dream, 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 when I want you with all your charms, or whatever it says. But that, if you've got that F chord down, just stay in that shape, go up two, and you get your G, and then you don't have to travel across the fretboard to do that. And that's what I usually do when I play a song that involves that F to G um, move like that. Is a lot of times I'll just, and that works really, really well for me. It might work well for you. Another way is, you've got your E chord. Now let's make your E chord, instead of using your index, middle, and ring finger, let's use your middle finger there on the first fret of the third string. Put your ring finger on the second fret of the fifth string, and your pinky finger down there on the second fret of the fourth string. There's your E. Well, you can move this part of it up one fret, and that's most of an F chord. Put your index finger down here on the first fret of the fifth string and just strum the four inner strings. You can like use the fat part of your hand to mute that first string. Let your thumb mute that sixth string. And there's an F chord. And if that's an F chord and all of those are fretted notes, then we can move that up 2 frets. And there's another G. So you can go dream, 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 dream. If you just hate that, you're going to have to get over that at some point, that hate of pressing 2 strings down with 1 finger. But that sounds a little different because it's an inversion of the F chord. It contains all of the notes of the F major chord, just not in the same order. But it sounds pretty nice. Dream, 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 dream. Works just fine. Of course, you can go to the full bar chord. That's F to G. So there are several ways to skin that cat. You can do the conventional. You can slide up your F to a G. Or you can do this one. And play the song quite well. So that's something for you to work on. Try those different shapes. See if one of them works better for you than another one. And give them a try. Practice on that. Now, this arrangement that Juice Newton does also, it makes a couple of little moves that are subtly different from the Everly Brothers version, including this little interlude on here. And it shows an E flat, C, A flat, B flat, C progression. Now, don't freak out about that. If you look up those chords, they're going to look like pretty difficult chords that you've never heard before, and so you really don't want to play it. And you don't have to. It's your guitar. It's you playing the song. You can play it any way you want to. Juice said, I'm going to play it different than the Everly Brothers. You can play it differently than Juice does. But if you want to try this, I want to show you, sometimes when you see a progression like this and it looks a little intimidating, you can think about the chords that you know and see if there can be moved around a little bit and turned into a different chord. Well, an E flat is the same thing as a D sharp. If you look on the chromatic scale, going up or down, an E flat and D sharp are the same thing. And we know that we have a D chord here, and these 3 notes that we have fretted, they're the D major triad. And so if we go up 1 fret, that's a D sharp major triad. So you could play that E flat right here, just holding these 3 notes down, play these 3. And if we're just going to play those 3, when we go to the C, we don't really have to make the whole C. We can just play these. You can just hold down that 1st fret on the 2nd string and play these 3 notes. Okay, now you remember your A chord are these 3. Those 3. Of course, we play it with the 5th and the 1st string. But if we just play those 3, that's our A major triad. So if we move that 1 down, that's A flat. And if we go A up 1 fret, that's a B flat. There's a C. So if we remember, there's our A flat, there's our B flat, and then it goes back to C. So you can play that little interlude. It's 4 counts on the E flat, 4 counts on the C flat, on the C chord, and then 2 beats on the A flat, 2 beats on the B flat, and then back to the C. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of pretty, isn't it? And not all that hard. So remember, okay, if you know this A shape, come down 1, and you've got an A flat, go up 1, you got a B flat on the way up to a B. So there's a lot of stuff like that you can discover. Think about it a little bit and practice on it. All right. Like I said, I'm going to include a copy of this chord chart and a link to Juice playing it so you can play along with her. And I'll look forward to seeing you guys here in a couple of weeks, good Lord willing. And talk to you then. Bye-bye.